DandaDan movie just came out featuring the first 3 episodes of the new season, and we have opinions. So my first question to everybody here, right? We got the guys with us today. Shout out to my boy River, my boy TK, Ichiban. We back in the building, man. First stream after DreamCon, and we getting straight to business.
It's good to meet TK for the first time, man.
It was amazing, bro. Absolutely amazing. No one took up the challenge of Michael Jordaning, but you know, it's always next year. But what isn't coming next year?
You look talking next year, bro. We're throwing hands. I swear to God.
What isn't coming next year?
We're getting one straight to your rib.
Is DandaDan season 2? And
it's coming this year. It's coming in 15 days. More than that. 17. I don't know the exact number. July 5th.
July 3rd.
July 3rd.
I wrote it.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first with their initial thoughts on the Evil Eye?
TK said he ain't like the movie, so I gotta hear this.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Why?
You thought I was serious? It's like out of these 3 episodes in the entire season 1, this is my favorite part of that so far.
Okay, type shit. Why is that?
I think tone-wise, it's much more darker than what we've seen, much more serious and darker than what we've seen in season 1. Obviously, the DandaDan production has been nothing but anything less than amazing. But I just feel, for some reason, I feel like these first 3 episodes is just like somehow, even if it's by like 0.1 or something, it's somehow like just stepped up. Like the quality just looks so much. Maybe it's because I'm watching it in fears, but
yeah,
I just think the quality is just much better. I didn't actually watch any trailers before watching this, so everything. So seeing Gigi's when he's got taken over, seeing that for the first time. His design, obviously I knew what his design looked like because of the manga, but his design, like being animated, bro, looks fucking beautiful, man. That nigga has aura. And his style of like fighting football, bro, hard. And especially the I think my main takeaway besides that would be the backstory, like just the way how like the backstory looked. Overall, these 3 episodes are just fucking beautiful, man. I'm gonna put my hands up and give it to they are putting their heart into the team at Science are putting their heart into the production for DandaDan, man.
Everything, of course, this is the second time that they've done this, a big theater rollout for the start of the season or whatnot, and both have come with what's it called, animator diaries, essentially, and like just seeing the collective like passion put into the decision making of how to execute the adaptation of this series has been absolutely amazing. Because there's some series where, although we know that it is a collaborative effort on the part of hundreds of different animators and different people to come in and storyboard, and even though this is an adaptation of like an already existing visual medium, even as a longtime manga reader, seeing the things that like are already done at such a level in the manga, from Gigi's design to filling in some of the in-betweens of just the entire arc, that whole sequence of the houses and the fight and everything, not to get too deep into spoilers off the rip, but like that whole back and forth, basically everything after the hot spring scene is like just amazing adaptation. Just like so much just like creative liberties being taken and like creative expression through, honestly, just bringing something to life, which I think is rare to find and to feel in anime.
Yep, I agree.
I'm surprised.
Before I go off on another one, I will give the floor to River and Ichiban.
I say, is there any dissenting opinions from y'all?
Okay, I think for me personally, right?
Here we go.
Here this guy goes.
Here we go.
Obviously, the movie's good. Obviously, the episodes are good. You know what I'm saying? But they call me River A. Smith for a reason. They call me River A. Smith for a reason.
Who? Who's
You
they?
don't enjoy anything.
They must be just one person.
They call me.
They are the voices in the
They call
third.
me Stephen A. Flow God. So basically, with that being said, I think it's good, right? I don't necessarily think that it's like blowing season 1 out the water. I don't necessarily think it's just like something crazy. I think it's just more of the same for the most part, right? It's more of the same. You know what you're gonna get from Don Don. It's gonna be good. You know you're gonna get. I think in terms of maybe the darker theme, I kind of see that to an extent. I do think that I think I kind of realized like for DandaDan, I always kind of had the opinion that it's not necessarily the greatest thing, right? It's always like it's been good. I've always had the opinion that it's good, it's solid, and that's just kind of what it is. You see a lot of life being brought, so I think that was a good way to put it in terms of how much effort they're putting in, you know, Science Saru and stuff like that. I even saw like in the credits, there was a lot of different studios that were credited for like I guess like helping out with at least these episodes, which I did find to be interesting. Like I saw Wit on there, I saw Bug Films, I saw a few different. I did find that interesting. But yeah, I think that it's again more of the same. I think it's good. I just don't think it's like at the next level in terms of. I think to me, it's a lot of the times just having more. Like this, the story just is gonna be what it is. It's gonna be very not necessarily episodic, but very arc to arc. Like you're not really seeing something progress because the story is again finding Okarun's nuts. Like that is what it is, and that's going to just be to an extent goofy, which is good. The comedy's gonna be good. Whatever's gonna be good, but there's not more to the story. See, TK, this guy, his look, his face always, always says something, but
I don't know. I just don't feel like you like to have fun. Like River, when there's no philosophical themes about the mutilage of fucking Jupiter or some shit. I don't like, bro. Bro, have fun, man.
I don't know,
But
bro.
also,
like, go ahead.
I think that there's like, is there mechanical depth? How I would phrase it? Is there mechanical depth in DandaDan's like plot? No, but there's a lot of
it does what it does really well.
It does what it does really well, but it's still like there's still seriousness to it. There's still themes that are exemplified in stories of different antagonists, of course, protagonists. Still going through still going through like a long format of putting our character, like testing our characters with their flaws, with their worldviews, etc. Right now, the thing that's mostly unfolding, we're starting to see. I'm blanking on main character.
Who?
Oh my fucking
From DandaDan or
Momo?
Yeah, what's her name?
Momo?
Momo. We're starting to reveal and like really delve into different aspects of Momo's like past and upbringing in before the box that she kind of put her grandmother in with what's it called, having her do things for that happened in season 1, right? I'm not spoiling anything.
I believe so.
TK. Okay. What's it called?
Yeah, I did.
Wait, was that again?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Delving into like the resentment that she had developed for her grandmother, for having her like going to school, learning, like
putting
doing
the shit
things
like
related to
whatever
spirit
was
medium.
on her head, she was supposed
Yeah.
to
And that extending also into Gigi and her untangling of feelings about Gigi and all that, and we'll see how that also unfolds throughout the season.
I think we already know how it's gonna unfold, by the way, but that might be a separate conversation.
I mean, we'll see. I'll say that DandaDan sets up things in a way that seems like it might be tropey, but a lot of it resorts back to doing things in a more unorthodox way,
and
it continuously does that.
And I see the unorthodox manner, but I just cannot see a world like if even if we're talking about like I guess for me when you said that about Gigi and stuff like that, I thought of like I guess the romantic interest part of it being the triangle per se. Like she clearly likes Okarun and does like she has feelings for Okarun more than Gigi. That was what I was gonna say. I think that was pretty clear from the movie. Now I could be far off entirely, but every single time we're in a situation, oh, I hope Okarun and the others are okay. Oh, I hope Okarun's all right. Oh, I have to go check on Okarun. Oh, I have to go save Okarun. She don't say shit about Gigi outside of when she tells Okarun to go easy on Gigi. That's like the only time she worried about Gigi like that. But I mean, hey, I peeped that though. I don't know.
She said she wouldn't leave him without Gigi.
Yeah, she did. But again, it was never. Oh, I wonder how Gigi is doing. I wonder how Gigi and the others are doing. It was always Okarun and Gigi would get mentioned only if it was just him. Like if it was Okarun with Gigi, it was always about Okarun. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think it's too much of a spoiler for me to say that.
I mean, maybe it is.
There is a romantic through line in the series.
Yeah, type shit.
It exists.
Type shit.
But that's a super slow burn.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that became very that's something that it seemed like they were trying to make clear in this movie is that she was more concerned about Okarun than Gigi. Now I could be missing that, but it seemed like they were trying to make that clear. I thought
their friendship relationship is building. They are friends. So.
Right.
Yeah, this way.
With
but I'll say like I do think that through different elements, there's still a level of meaning and depth. Now, is it through narrative complexity? Not really. But it gets explored through especially as the world opens up and different factions and types of beings make themselves present. Explore a lot of different themes.
Yeah.
So
I guess I'm just not necessarily overly invested. I think that may be what it is. It's like there's not necessarily a lot to get invested in outside of just I guess the characters and them like growing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not like
balls.
Yeah, I mean there's not like a thing that they're going towards or moving towards. There's not really a specific character.
His balls.
Okay, yes, I get that. Yes. I mean, yes, but like there's not like
do you connect with Okarun through his balls?
I wouldn't necessarily say that I do in that way. I mean, if I lost my balls,
man,
do you not have balls?
I do. I guess maybe if I lost them, I would feel the same way. I guess, but I haven't lost them before, so I can't like say, I don't know.
You should consider yourself lucky.
That's true. That's a good point. I mean, to be fair, when we
haven't lived life, though.
If you really talk about it, if y'all remember when we had that segment, Okarun has lost damn near the most in anime. If we really want to talk about it, did Tanjiro lose his balls? He didn't. Did Itadori lose his balls? He didn't. Did Subaru lose his balls? He actually might have, but he got them back very quickly. He got them back very quickly, which Okarun has not been able to do. So again, out of everyone in anime, Okarun has probably honestly lost the most. I can't think of another character that's been without their balls for this long, that outside of someone just being dead. But I mean, dead, having your balls missing, it could go either way.
Exactly. So that's my thoughts.
I feel that. I really feel that.
That's how deep. That's the only deepness I need. Balls deep. So Ichiban, what's your takeaways generally on the first 3 episodes?
I was already prepared to say pause the first time you said.
He was cueing the pause.
I was like, I prepped it.
He pre'd the pause.
So, just to show the chat how dedicated I was to make sure to get them the correct information, and to really delve deep into my initial comments while watching the movie, I brought my notebook with me and I took notes. I took notes.
Your camera looks a little nicer. I don't know if that's by the way.
Oh, does it?
A little bit. Maybe it's the lighting.
Yeah, I didn't change nothing. So maybe it is the lighting. I'll remember everything that's I bet. So
Guys, look at me. I'm
Also,
on my
also,
second
we
anime on my
actually,
phone. Look at me.
I'll bring. This is another point I want to make, but we can talk about it after you go over your notes.
okay, bet. So I really liked I really liked the movie. There was one issue that I heard someone else mention online, and it was that they weren't a fan that the uh, that the movie wasn't so cut clean towards the end. Like we were kind of left on a cliffhanger, a really bad one, I would say too, because like Okarun is still in the hole, and then it just kind of stops right there. And I feel like I can say that because that's not like nobody's gonna know what the fuck. That's not a spoiler. Like nobody's gonna know.
We can start
But
spoiling now too. Honestly, like we're far enough in. Like
oh,
motherfuckers
can
know
we?
what we're
Okay, bet.
doing. If we want to just say we're spoiling, we can say it. And from here
So
I
on.
mean,
so then
he's in the hole. He doesn't have his balls.
yeah, but that's also another thing when hold on, let me comment on this too before I get really into this. Um,
Balls deep.
River, I understand your like kind of
Anime balls deep.
nobody laughed.
No, but y'all know the you. Okay.
Not. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So I understand why you think it seems stupid for like the entirety of the show to at this point to rely on if Okurun gets his nuts back. I think the anime does a really amazing job at making you forget that that's what it's about. Like it's not mentioned in your face all the time. It's really like maybe 3 or 4 times throughout however many episodes that there were. And even then they don't directly say it. They like use analogy like family jewels, even or something. Like they're not flat out saying, "Hey, we're looking for this guy's testicles." Like no, that's not what they're saying. They're saying like other shit to really replace that. And even thinking about it, I did completely forget while watching the film that that's what it was about. These first 3 episodes kind of don't even revolve around Okurun and like whatever is going on with him. It's revolving around Gigi and his character and his backstory and what his family went through. A new power that Gigi is unlocking, kind of the same way how Ara's or what was her name? Is it Ara, the pink haired
Ira.
Ira?
Ira.
Is it
Ira.
or is it Aria?
I ran to the
No.
store.
Okay. Yeah. So the pink haired girl, it kind of does that, but it's like with Gigi and I feel like in a lot better way. About the same, if not better. Um, because they start giving you hella backstories like through folklore, the villages legend stories on like the serpent and the volcano erupting, and then even like the people that have been present there as a family and what they've been doing. Also, that they can tell you that Gigi's backstory is fucking crazy. Like the thing that the earthworm did to his parents, fucking nuts. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason why Gigi not being affected by any of that, like diabolical.
And it's
And I like.
revealed. My bad.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm saying it's revealed very like easy to understand for
Yeah.
as many like moving parts as there is in that story, which is
Yeah.
not the case in the manga, at least on my first read.
I would like to also say that it wasn't confusing to understand. It was pretty like XYZ, like this is what's going on, and even they left clues in the beginning because I always did wonder why was Grandma always saying that Gigi was a genius, and then Turbo Granny goes ahead and like spills it. She's like, that's why she mentions that he's a genius she's not talking about Gigi. She's talking about the spirit that has been, like, I guess, haunting Gigi for his entire life. Like, he's just been waiting for that one moment to finally get Gigi to say, uh, what what words was it? Like, possess me, pretty much.
I want to
And
play
then,
with you.
yeah, I wanna hang out with you. Really, is what was said. And then he's like,
Yeah.
I got you. And I was like, what? That's all you need to hear. But it's crazy because, like, I wasn't sure if the entity was tricking Gigi. He was on his side, whether he was good or bad. Even when Turbo Granny was flat out saying, no, he's not a good person, he will fucking kill everybody. Even I was like, no, like, he's gone through suffering. Like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I would have been like Gigi too. I would have gave him the benefit of the doubt. But then turns out, no, this guy wants to pull a light Yagami and massacre everybody. So great.
I mean,
Yeah.
part of the thing that makes the spirits, the yokai, as the series unfolds, some of the alien species, that we encounter, like, so interesting, is that, like, the the circumstances of their behavior, like, basically the reasoning for evil actions, for conquering, for even the Serpioans, or however you say it, um from season one, from the first episode or whatnot. Like, there are instances to where, like, oh, um their backstory or their intentions are revealed or whatnot, but it's not to color their actions as justified. It's not to place them on, like, at any further or closer on, like, a morality line or anything. It's just to color the world. It's just to showcase, yeah, this is why they do what they do. And I think that that's what it was when it comes to Evil Eyes. Like, okay, we're showcasing this backstory, we're showcasing this, and for certain characters, Gigi, kind-hearted, well-hearted, well-meaning, etc., he
Yeah.
appeals to the, like, as the humanity and reason is given, he appeals to it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Evil Eye is a good spirit.
Right.
Like, he's still a yokai.
Yeah.
um so that's part of what I find, like, interesting, as the world definitely expands um in DandaDan as well, is how they navigate, like, naturally bringing in those backstories,
Mm-hmm.
while also not, like, telling us how to feel, telling the characters how to feel. it's it's just a complicated world.
And I think Domino does that well. And I guess to praise it comparatively, I think that, that's something that you could say I think Demon Slayer does a decent job of as well. However, I think that with Demon Slayer, the characters themselves handle those things worse than DandaDan. Like, I think DandaDan does a better job with their characters of how they handle the information and handle, what's presented from the yokai to them, and stuff like that, which I think is well done in that way. I know.
I signed up. I
Okay,
signed up
I
about
feel
Dark
like
Dawn.
I feel
didn't sign
like
up for
you
Demon
could
Slayer.
agree to an extent that when they give the demons the backstories, it does do a good job of expanding the world more and stuff like that. In a way, and also make you not necessarily tell you how to feel, but just show you what they've done and presents it, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, they are, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Yeah, he can't praise Demon Slayer. He's allergic, so yeah.
I feel like,
Yeah, I know, but
what'd you
like
I've
say?
given
it,
Demon
it,
Slayer
it
praise
made
before.
you break out in like hives when you did it, so you don't like to do it often since you're allergic.
I mean, I just don't think it, like, maybe like outside of
Akaza.
Akaza. But even then, it's just like it was kind of whatever. It's like there's not really been a single time, especially when I was reading it, that I'm like they showed these
But
demons' backstories, and
I mean, are you like
No,
just
I feel kind of
expand
bad.
it,
like,
like you know?
yeah, it's not to get you to feel bad because like I didn't feel bad about Evil Eye.
It is.
Okay, in Demon Slayer, it might to an extent be, but I was just in terms of the expansion.
No, deep. I mean, with Demon Slayer, they do it to try and
Yes.
make you
Yeah.
feel like sympathy for them, to a degree. Not like to
Mm.
where you be like, oh, they're not that bad. But it kind of goes
Humanizing in
like
their last moments. Yeah.
they're like victims.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they're victims in this entire thing. It's like that's like Tanjiro's
Yeah.
whole thing because
And that's
obviously
the
Tanjiro
that's where
empathizes with
that's why I would say that the Demon Slayer comparison
when
falls apart
obviously
because
you
our
know what I'm
only
saying?
avenue through the story is Tanjiro, and
Yeah.
Tanjiro constantly humanizes them.
Yeah.
What's it called? As opposed to DandaDan, where like we still had Turbo Granny. Turbo Granny at this point, Turbo Granny herself. Turbo Granny is not to be trusted.
Yeah.
Turbo Granny is not she's not a kind-hearted
Yeah.
spirit. She does not wish the best for our characters.
Well,
like literally, like literally, you can see like when she's with Momo, like more time. The only time that Turbo Granny even helped with Momo was because Turbo Granny herself got pissed off. She's not going out of her way to help Momo
to
because
some extent,
Like, this is not
I think
canon.
Momo is
Hold on,
growing.
hold
Momo's
on.
growing on her, I think, though.
Yeah. Also, though, this would be a great time.
I mean, but like, if like, let's just say she was just walking.
I'm not necessarily saying that. I just think that her care
Step
for
in,
Momo is
you know?
growing as we progress
Like-
through the series.
Think about why Turbo Granny even became to be. If you all remember.
Yes. So it matters to her
Because
those situations.
Because
Yes, Kardiac. No. I'm talking about why Turbo Granny became a yokai. Like why she even became an evil spirited entity. So Turbo Granny, if you remember the stories of the tunnel, huh?
Like the
Yeah.
assaults.
Yeah. So Turbo Granny haunted the tunnel because there were so many like essays going on in the tunnel.
Oh yeah.
So anytime something would happen, she'd show up to like
I completely forgot about
kill them. Now, my thing is that I'm a little bit confused about
Yeah.
because I'm in the film. It doesn't really follow up with what Turbo Granny believes in, which I would think is that, right? Because that's her like whole essence there. In the hot springs moment, right? When those from the Keto family, when those dudes showed up
Yeah.
and they started like attacking Momo, Turbo Granny was there. She didn't like right away get pissed off or enraged. She did stop it from happening, but she was very like nonchalant, like very like aren't you glad that I'm here? And like but she also like why didn't she kind of like end their lives right then and there, or at least just take them out from the rest of it?
I mean,
like I feel like that's a little bit of a plot hole.
I mean, I guess it's because Turbo Granny, she's not her full self. Like she can't harness her full power whilst being in the cat because obviously Okarun has like most of her shit
but yeah, I
inside
think
of him. So that's probably
She still knocked down the whole building though.
But it's like
yeah, but I'm saying she can't like because remember they're strong.
They're like
Momo
200
was
something years
even
old.
struggling.
I thought they were aliens at
with
first.
all of them at one time. So it's like
they might have
I
some
thought they were
type of
aliens.
some. They might have some type of some.
I thought the same thing too. I'm not gonna lie. No, well, not really aliens, but like some type of like demonic entity. Like when they were in the forest, looking at the,
I thought they were
looking at the house. I was like, well, these
aliens.
guys are demons somehow.
Because that's what those other guys were, the business nerdy guys.
Type shit.
I'm yeah,
But
no,
I think
I'm bugging about Turbo Granny though.
I
Ignore
think
everything I just said.
that's something that you're just supposed to
Bugging
kind of
about
like.
Turbo.
Dandadan's not going to tell you, you know what I'm saying, what it does all the time. It's just something that it does, and if it's just a callback in a way, because I think that in that situation, she, not necessarily just out of care for Momo, but also out of her anger towards those situations, or her that it upsets her. Yes, I mean she acts nonchalant, but that's just her personality, especially to the kids. When she's around them, she always kind of acts that way, and I think that that's just
Oh, so you're saying
she's a bit of a
she doesn't
like
want to show
she's a
her
spitter.
real feelings?
Yeah, she's like a tsundere. Yeah, kind of. I think a
Yeah.
little bit.
I can see her developing
Yeah,
that kind of personality with Momo.
yeah, I think so.
Uh,
I think so.
and then on top of that, though, because like if that's what it was with Turbo Granny, I wonder how Evil Eye is gonna become. Because I know he's saying, oh, he's gonna kill all humans and this and that because of how the Keto family sacrificed him. Which they're evil. I was like,
No
that's
facts.
crazy.
Fuck
That
them.
was crazy.
They should have died with
I'm,
the snake.
I mean, that shit happens
I don't give a fuck. Fuck them still.
in real life. Like, and yeah, that's not a comment on or a negation of the morality. That's like
True.
just what's it called?
It's just
Like
a part of
that's fanaticism. That's like early belief, early like
yeah,
foundations of how religions and belief and those institutions of faith like form. Like
yeah,
it's a misconception of thinking that, oh, if
like witch hunt
we make this,
type
yeah,
shit.
witch hunting, sacrifice it, like that whole, just like culture, that's what it is.
Mm.
Yeah,
And it is real. It is based in ignorance, but it's also based in like trying to believe in something.
hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think Gigi? Because they never showed him his self again. Do you think Gigi's like in there, kind of like telling Evil Eye like, don't kill them. They're good people. Everyone else, I don't care, but don't kill them. Because Evil Eye wasn't always evil. We all saw that he was.
I mean the same. I mean the same. Nah, he's probably
Hmm?
like where they.
You said what?
He lost his thought again.
I'm sorry, go on.
Okay, I was gonna say
He
like
lost his
evil. Like
thought.
we saw.
No, go on, because
Oh.
I'm
All right.
delayed.
Well,
I'm delayed. So when
next
I
time,
start
next time we
speaking, you
talk,
were speaking.
I'll give it a minute, and then I'll give him a talk. So Evil Eye started off as a boy, and all he wanted to do was like play with and make friends with other people, and he never got that chance. And then so Keto family sacrificed him. He dies, and then I thought that was sad because at that point he was then trapped spiritually and like almost forced to watch different instances, and it was almost like he teleported to different families just so he can see them die. And then I guess,
Mm.
oh wait,
So,
what if every time the parents died, the Keto family would take the child away
Yeah,
and sacrifice the child? Damn.
yeah, that's
Okay.
what it was.
So why the hell
So
is
like he transformed into Evil Eye, like
yeah?
um, and so like in the sequence of him like seeing family, and then the parents committing suicide. That is the Evil Eye power.
Hmm.
It is him unknowingly, like from just because he's been cursed with Evil Eye. Um, what's it called? Him like thinking that he is just being a witness to these things, but also unknowingly being Evil Eye and literally causing these suicides, and therefore also causing the loop of the Keto family coming in, um, taking this now orphaned child and using them as a sacrifice.
Yeah.
That is how the cycle continued,
type
because
shit.
he wanted to make friends, and so he would just go up to a kid and unknowingly kill his parent.
TK, you want to say something before I say something? Okay. I'm wondering if
I'm good.
his spiritual essence being like what's the word? Fuck. Being like basks in the earthworm's uh self-killing waves, like because the earthworm does that too. The earthworm emits a frequency that causes people to go into madness and want to like kill themselves. But I'm wondering if like because his essence was there, that he absorbed part of that, and that became a part of him. That's why he's able to.
No, do you know? Okay, because I'm not gonna. Okay,
No,
sorry.
you're good.
Let me. I don't mean to cut you. Because now that I'm thinking about it, the evil eye thing would only work if
Yeah.
you're looking at him, and the parents weren't looking. Like when the kids would be like, "Oh, there's a ghost," the parents wouldn't be looking at
That's what I'm
the
like.
spirit or whatever when they go kill themselves.
That's what I thought
So
too.
in my mind, I assume
that
I
might be
assume it was the
misinterpretation on my
worm.
part then.
I would assume it's the worm that's killing the parents, and evil eye is subconsciously protecting the kids or something, because his power can like offset the worm's thing to make people kill themselves. Hence why he saved like Gigi, Momo, and
Okay. That's fair.
Okarun. Well, mainly Momo and Okarun. So I feel like evil eye. Obviously, he probably was causing
The worm
I
death
believe
incubation.
still,
so.
but I
I
think the
believe so.
parents killing themselves was the
That's what I
worm.
So,
thought too.
but I'm
The
trying to say is
worm.
like, you
If I'm
think
being honest,
Evil
now
Eye
that I think about it,
inherited that power from the worm,
I
causing
don't
it
know
to
though.
be able to cancel, kind of like an antidote thing, like
Potentially.
causing it to cancel out.
Potentially.
Because you were right. You're right. That's actually a very important piece of information. The parents didn't look at Evil Eye. It's always the single child that saw Evil Eye.
Yeah.
And because the single child saw Evil Eye, the waves would cancel, right? Parents off themselves. Now you're left with the kid who he was unknowingly protecting, but then here comes the Keto family to kind of just wrap it all up, and boom, boom, boom. He's like going through it like, here we go again, another
Yeah.
sacrifice. Why can't I do anything? Because you've seen him trying to save that kid. They literally buried the kid in there, in the house. They buried the house.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Crazy.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Evil Eye ended up. Did he end up possessing that child
I think
specifically
so,
to
because
use
he
as
ended
a
up taking
host?
his image.
The one that he
He
tried to
took his
save
image. Because he had
originally.
that child had a bowl cut, black hair, and Evil Eye had
Yeah.
the same thing. He was just taller. And then, yeah, I wrote it in my notes. Yeah, he originally had white hair, possessed
Yeah.
the bowl cut kid, and then changed his image, became a yokai, and at that point, I mean, he stuck with Gigi whenever he met him, and yeah.
I guess that would have been like when his family moved there, so I guess it wasn't always like with them type shit. So was his family moved there, stuck with them, and then that's where
I
Impact was called. Genius. Makes sense.
yeah.
That does track. Because at first I was confused when you said that, because I was like, I didn't think like he was always with him, but now I understand it better. As like once he moved there, Evil Eye became attached to him because it wanted to use Gigi as its host body or whatever. So
Yeah,
but then but then why
Yeah.
did Evil Eye want Gigi? Must I think
Yeah.
there's still something else to Gigi, because I don't think it was just the fact that Evil Eye was with him that was why like she was calling him a genius. I feel like because Evil Eye wanted to get with Gigi,
Yep.
become his, because use Gigi as the host body,
I
because
got you.
Gigi was already like good for spiritual energy or whatever.
No, I got I remember the answer. TK, do you remember the answer? Do you know it? Kardiac, you know?
I don't think this
Fuck.
deep.
Damn.
I
All right,
forgot the
all right.
specific.
But
So
while
you
my
don't
boy
think balls deep?
Because I know they did give an answer as to
so
why he
so
wanted
Turbo
to
Granny
use Gigi
mentions
as
it.
a host, but I just forgot why.
Turbo Granny
Forgot the
was
reason.
also saying like, shoot, if I ran into GG, I would have possessed him too, and it was because Gigi had like top physical,
Yeah.
top physique, and so because he had top physique, it helped channel spiritual energy
Yeah.
a lot better than someone who doesn't.
Yeah.
Which is why when Evil Eye possessed a child, he's like, I got to get somebody else because it's just a very underdeveloped child. You know, I mean, I can't really do much.
Man.
He possesses Gigi and becomes fucking Blue Lock. Like,
No,
what the hell?
facts. Not yeah.
Like,
Gigi has to be something
bro,
else.
like
Gigi gotta
Gigi
be something else.
has.
Yeah. No, I think it's
Maybe.
literally just his
Right.
physicality because he's able to
But even
use
his
the vessel to like
his power is stronger though
its
too.
full.
But it's because of the physique.
Because I think when he got because he got
No,
Yeah, because
that's
they
because of the
said
poison.
his
Makes
body
sense.
would be good to be possessed. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Turbo Granny said that
So-
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So Turbo Granny said that she explained it. I don't remember everything exactly, but that was pretty much the gist of it. He got the nosebleed because of the earthworm's poisonous gas thing. But
Yeah.
Wait, guys.
Yeah. But I swear he said something
What's
about
up?
the body as well.
I had to calm down. I'm sorry. My spiritual pressure is emanating too much.
Oh
It
my
got all the way to
God.
Dreamer. Okay, I have to calm down. I
Oh.
may need to take a break from. I just need to step away because.
Oh, my bad. I don't have the Twitch
Like
chat.
shout out to Dreamer, but he said who's spiritual pressure my feelings. So I'm just saying like I had to relax. You know, like
Shut up.
I'm about to get an
Shut
iPad like Kenpachi.
Okay. Anyways. Actually, there is another anime that mentions having good physical fitness as a good source or as a better way to channel your spiritual or magical energy, and that's in Magi. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I've started Magi 3 different times.
Oh,
Well, in Magi, I think it's the second art or season. I don't know what you want to call it. The second show of Magi.
Sinbad? You talking about Sinbad? Ain't that, or is that separate? I don't know.
No,
Jesus,
Sinbad.
I don't know
Second
So
season
either.
2.
so Magi, the Sinbad arc is like the first Magi, and then there's a second one.
Okay.
The second one is where they talk about how it helps magic casters a lot more to channel energy when their physical fitness is up to par. That's why Aladdin, is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, Aladdin. That's why he goes through that whole like fitness kind of arc at the wizarding school, and then boom, boom, boom. It's very powerful. So that I think is something that
Interesting.
somebody picked up somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know where that research is coming from, but it's coming from more than one place.
I can believe it.
Yeah.
Because I can believe anything.
Oh, I think it's also mentioned in Nen too, right? They're in like in Hunter x Hunter with Nen. That's why they have Gon and Kilo always like working out and shit. Yeah.
I don't. Let me ask y'all a question.
Mm.
I've realized recently, partially because I've been writing more, but also partially because what's it called? I've been getting back into like watching media and then like talking about it, right?
True.
When it comes to even DandaDan, y'all know I have loved DandaDan. I've read DandaDan for a long time, right? I even as much as like invested and I've read and I've paid attention to the series. Don't get me wrong, I don't read passively, I don't watch passively, but like in terms of some of the depth of specifically the powers or like lore, especially power scaling. I don't give a rat's ass about power scaling, but like when it comes to a lot of that detail oriented stuff, how much like importance does that does having that, like being able to invest into that, learn that, keep up with that, like how much does that go into y'all's enjoyability We can say DandaDan specifically or in general.
Like power scaling and all that.
I mean, just having the lore breakdown of like the fact, just the simple fact that like
Oh,
for
like
you,
how it works.
yeah, like being able to trace, okay, this is evil eye, blah 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 blah. For because I literally only care about it from a narrative standpoint in terms of who is Evil Eye, what does he represent, how does he affect our characters, and that's really it.
I don't know who wants to go first. I think I know what.
Okay, I think for me it's kind of I'm probably in a similar boat to you, Kardiac, just in terms of more so caring about the narrative things. Like if I want to go like more into like the nerdy side of doing that, I can do it too. Because I know you mentioned like power scaling as being kind of one of those things that you really just don't give a fuck about. That kind of falls under that thing as well. Like I can get into the power scaling too, but I kind of almost separate that from my anime consumption. Like when I'm watching the show, I'm not thinking like, oh, can fucking Okarun beat Evil Eye? Or well, I guess it's not exactly because they actually fought each other. Can Evil Eye beat Momo's granny or something? I'm not like sitting there thinking like, oh, like
Yeah.
what's the scaling? But like if I go watch it, like for example, like a Swag Kage video on blank verse blank from the Naruto verse. I'm a nerd out about it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna enjoy that as well, but that's almost separate to me. Like I'm not like thinking about that when I'm watching Naruto. It's more so like a thing that's on the side. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the primary
Okay.
focus. Like I'm more so focused on the narrative aspect when I'm watching. Long story short.
DK, you want to go? I
Yeah,
had to
TK
wait.
lost his thoughts.
I had to wait because he's got that lag. He's got that time lag. So I like it. I think it's enjoyable. I think it's like really interesting to kind of see it. What? Oh, okay.
No,
I think
TK.
I think it's interesting to see and to think about. Like with the whole evil eye thing. Like, oh, you won't die unless you look at him. Like, I would like to have that little fun fact right there in the back of my pocket because then it leads us to other things like the death worm just has to emit the waves, and like how we all just talked about that. Turbo Granny, her capability only goes so far as to the district, I think, right? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but even so, it's like she doesn't get a hold of you or get whiff of you until you're in the tunnel. So I like it in the sense of what activates it or what leads you to your demise. It's hard for me to kind of like pin one person and another person against each other and figure out who would win because I really, I'm a big believer in anything can happen. Like, I mean, we're seeing Turbo Granny go neck and neck with Evil Eye, and like I was here thinking that Evil Eye is gonna fuck up Okarun because he just didn't
Yeah,
seem like
honestly I thought that too, bro. I low key thought Okuro might get cooked.
I thought he was gonna get murked, or at least
He was going
like,
to need like a power up, another one or something.
or he was gonna fucking like talk his way out somehow.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't do this because XYZ and Naruto, Jiraiya type shit.
Right.
But
I would say I'll be honest. That doesn't really happen in the series unless I'm tripping.
what the
Like
no talk.
a power up. Like
No,
they
I
get
was just
stronger. Don't get me wrong, but like
yeah.
I guess that's
you
true.
know
So
about
that would have
hitting,
been a
and
new
about hitting Super
thing.
Saiyan 2.
I guess, or just like a power of like, because to me when I kind of thought of it is like if like I guess what did kind of happen in truth is that Okarun did like get more mad as he like thought about the situation that he had possessed Gigi and Gigi being his friend, etc., which did enhance him due to anger boost or whatever. So I guess in a way it can happen, which may have been what he needed. But again, I didn't think he'd be as close as he was to Evil Eye, to be honest. And strength.
But also, Evil Eye underestimated his opponent for sure. Because bro let him grab him by his jaw. listen to him yap for a minute, only to just be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna beat your ass," and then get fucking rocked. like, like, bro. So it's definitely a mixture of just underestimation and then, or classic underestimation, because it happens a lot in other anime too. And then he gets pissed and then takes him out.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. This every part of this, and this is the arc isn't over, like
No,
as we know. So every part of this arc is one of them
Yeah.
ones, and this is I want to say
Oh,
actually
okay.
the
So
arc after this. Hold on. Let me make sure that the arc after this is what I think it is.
is there a considerable amount more left to this arc?
I don't want to. I don't want to say.
Considerable amount.
I want to guess 3 episodes. I would say 3, 4.
Because I kind of thought that might be the end, like one more
Yeah, I was
episode,
about to say maybe
obviously,
like 2, 3 more
you know,
episodes.
them to
No,
maneuver out and stuff. But I kind of thought that was going to be about the end of it.
34.
Evil Eye is not just gonna let that humanity.
But
Yeah,
do you think?
Definitely,
Because
they still got.
to
They
my
still got to deal
understanding,
with the
again,
evil.
obviously T can't call it. Y'all know, but to me, what I was thinking was going to happen is that Evil Eye is just going to be something else that's added to the story, kind of like how Turbo Granny was added in, and going to be a consistent thing. Oh, I thought you did. Oh,
We have about like
I haven't read the
five
manga,
to
so you
six,
got,
five
I
to
can't
six
say
more
anything.
episodes of the chapter.
okay, but
Evil
Nah.
Eye.
that's true.
Evil Eye like becomes a part of the story, but like at the status that we're currently at, like at the end of the 3 episodes,
It's not concluded
like,
enough yet.
yeah, no, you have to
I see.
what's it called? You have to get Gigi back.
yeah,
I thought that
which
was just
we
kind of
haven't.
like a means to an end, I guess, but I guess not. Like it was just gonna happen.
I'm about to say because if I'm not mistaken, is it not
That's
the
what I
same
thought.
shit
Yeah.
that what happened to Okarun and Ira? Like it's just gonna be that time
Wait,
I
is
mean, but
Ira?
situation. Evil Eye
as
just
of right
came
now, there is no like Gigi's fighting back.
Yeah. Oh, so
Yeah.
then for
Yeah,
sure, I would
obviously,
think
yeah,
that the
obviously
next
right now.
episode is gonna be
But
what was Gigi doing the whole time, right? Like from
Maybe.
the moment that he got possessed, what was Gigi doing up until they killed the Mongolian death worm, and then
It's
it get
possible.
everybody gets caught up to speed. So
And also there's a weaving that the story does. The story does a lot of
GG in some
weaving
darkness right now, bro.
through plots and through
Are
I call it entropy. Entropy is basically just the status of like chaos in a given space. And so like DandaDan really like does an amazing job of weaving in and out like that high entropy chaos of like introducing new characters, introducing new plots in a new place, new things to the verse, and then like breaking everything down in the aftermath to its basic things, going back home, setting a new status quo, blase blase blah. Returning to the familiar. Um, so we got some of that that'll happen later in the season, but we can only see it when it comes out, man. Starting in July.
yeah.
I can't wait.
And
Now
now
I do.
Cannot wait.
we're gonna be stuck.
I will say though, the one thing that's that like really I think is a step up because I think DandaDan has always like been able to do this, but I think these 3 episodes, this arc specifically, like the horror elements, like if they want to make something seem scary, they're going to make something seem fucking scary. Like seeing Evil Eye stand tall, skinny as shit, and then he turns around and smiles with his eyes touching his fucking the top of his head, bro. I was in the
Can
front
I
of the
add
fucking
on to
film. I
that?
got a
Can I
little
add on
creeped
to
out.
that too?
No.
I can't lie.
Okay.
Can't lie to you, bro.
All right, so I was already thinking about like, okay, I had all these notes on what the directors were doing for their interviews, and I was like freaking out on how I could tie it all together. So that actually brings a really good kind of like intro to this, or transition to this. The two co-directors, um, what's it, Yamashiro and Abel.
Yes.
So they mentioned to the interviewers like how hard it was in the beginning and throughout the making of this arc or this season. Um, how hard it was to find, I guess, a common ground between the two directors, so that one doesn't overlap the other, or one doesn't take uh, more of their image into
Yeah.
the the arc, to kind of like, oh, this is what Abel thought, or this is what uh, Yamashiro thought. No, they both collectively worked together to study a lot of different film. They studied a lot of horror, a lot of thriller films, and they were very much into wanting to design this next arc for season
Yeah.
2. They specifically said they wanted to direct season 2 more with a feeling of darkness, more with the feeling of horror.
True.
Really. That's why when if you compare the Evil Eye, the film, season one has a lot of clashing colors, a lot of like how Zombie 100 was, with when like you see the zombies, like there's a bunch of rainbows, a bunch of neon, this and that. Look in Evil Eye, it's very dark, it's very less saturated color, it's very old timey. They were even looking into how the choreography was done. They wanted to hit it with a very old and aged aspect, where they took uh, choreography that was inspired by Hong Kong cinema. And even Yamashiro recommended to Abel, yo, these are some Japanese films that I want you to watch, so that we can
Mhm.
really be on the same thing about how we're going to go about designing. And then Abel did a lot of the color scheming too. So even designing the town, he wanted it to be very vintage, very, like I said, unsaturated, like almost run down, but not really. Like,
Mhm.
and I noticed that even when they went into the hot spring, they called it the hot springs territory. But then I was always like looking around at the scenery, and I was like, none of this stuff looks new. A lot of this stuff looks old, and it looks run down and creepy. And then like even in moments where you saw the Keto family kind of all turn their heads at the same time, that was creepy as fuck when they were first
Mhm.
walking. Lady had a double barrel shotgun. First of
I
all,
was
that
just
was
That's it.
saying. I was
And,
just
crazy.
and
saying.
and they themselves are desaturated, gray, like almost
Yeah,
devoid of life. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. That's also why I thought they were aliens. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck's up with them? Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of them wanted to hit that shadowy feel and old vibe of Japan. That's what they want. That's what both directors were really trying to get out of it. And then, yeah, they weren't even going to give Evil Eye the purple aura.
Hmm.
I think Yamashiro was talking about giving him a different color aura.
Yeah,
Why?
white.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
white. It was white. But then,
White.
like,
He wanted it to be
once
white.
Abel said, no, let's try and
Yeah.
go for purple, and then explained why, contrasting colors, Turbo Granny Okarun is red, purple,
Specifically, the
Gigi's is
shade of
Goku.
purple as well. That it was.
Yeah, yeah. Like a bluey
And
purple.
and that's interesting to me because like I thought that like part of probably like a job of like making animating easier like would at the very least use like color panels as a guiding light
Yeah, and they did say that
almost.
they were gonna do that. That use that color panel for the whole season. But they wanted to keep that theme and style going for the whole season.
Yeah,
My bad.
this didn't seem to be as much of a part of their process as I thought.
Guess that's
Yeah,
fair.
they were.
I might be wrong.
But it could just be them though too. Like other studios could approach it differently. Other
Yeah,
directors could approach it differently.
this is their baby boy after all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
they spoke
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. The one thing I will say about these two directors, it's like what I said earlier, like they're really putting their heart, and so like they really want to make it like Tatsu's style, the way he presents like the manga. They really just want to take that and just turn it into animation, like 1-to-1, and just make it as like creative and Tatsu style as possible. Like they're not taking any shortcuts when it comes to like filling in the blanks or anything. Obviously they filled in a lot of the blanks in season 1, but obviously season 2 for this arc is much more close to the manga, 1-to-1 with the manga. Well, so they say. I haven't read the manga, so Kardiac, you can confirm or deny if that is the case. But it's like even as Ichiban was saying, like the influence that they're taking, bro, it's like when they were in the house and they were fighting the Keto family and like the granny
piecing her up.
and how she was fighting. Bro, I
tough.
was sitting there, I was like, bro, these niggas are cooking.
Yeah.
These niggas are fucking cooking, bro. And it's like it's nice to see that. It's nice to see the full process behind like conflicting directors like coming to one to make a works, because obviously Abel, I think he only did the opening. He only directed the opening and a few other sequences for season 1, whereas obviously I forgot his name. The other guy, he was doing like mainly like the main thing. So it's actually it's nice to see how like we like they're bouncing, the ideas are bouncing off each other to make DandaDan as creative as it is. Like they're not obviously one thing that Abel may not think of, the other director's thinking of, and you know what I'm saying, vice versa. So it was nice. It was nice to see the little thought process into what goes into making River. I'm gonna
I
find
didn't see
you,
what
bro.
happened, but no, I completely agree,
What did he
TK.
do?
Abel was also talking about in his interview. Abel was also talking about in his interview that.
Oh.
Nah, he's tired. He's like closing his eyes like he's tired.
I am tired. But
Abel was talking about in his interview that he has to take a lot of breaks when going through with the editors and everything else, everyone else, because
bro, this delay,
because
bro, this delay,
fucking he would get like exhausted going through the work because of how much he was putting into the film and the episode. Also, I did go back in my notes. Yamashiro did say that he didn't say that they are going to do 12 episodes of specifically them being in the hot springs, but he did say we're going to keep in his interview. He's like, we're going to keep this same style, and then think about it. Like we also have to keep going for 5 or 6 more episodes. And then he was like, but then on episode 12, we're in the hot springs doing this. I was like, oh, so it's going until episode 12.
No, he was talking about season 1.
Oh, season 1. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that was at the part where he was like, when we were bringing in Abel, also known as the Weekend, it was hard to have him like really have his full vision, and he felt bad they couldn't like bring in his full vision because they had already established a color palette setting at the end of season 1 because they were already in hot springs.
Oh yeah. Why'd you call him the Weekend though?
That's the Weekend's name.
That's his name.
It's Abel?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Type shit.
Then it's Abel's name.
Oh my god. Yeah, I did find it very interesting with the directors as well, because that's something that I wouldn't normally watch, not necessarily because of like, I just wouldn't necessarily find as much interest. I think after seeing that, it did kind of give me more of an incentive to potentially like look more into that in the future. Okay, like how are they actually doing these things behind the scenes?
You're not doing that.
You
notice what I have to? Now I will for sure. So
did you notice in their interview that they were two like kind of like opposites, almost
sure,
like personality wise?
Yeah.
Like Abel seemed more introverted, and
no, opposite.
Yamashiro was like
opposite,
all smiles and everything, and Abel was just like, I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, bro.
Leave me alone.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I might be getting too parasocial, but I kind of had a sense that
What?
like
What does that mean?
I had a sense that like
With
Abel,
anime directors?
I had a sense that Abel, based off the interview, may have had not like disliked Yamashiro, but maybe like Yamashiro's a bit too like bossy or something. So like it like when Yamashiro would be talking, you like pan to Abel's face, he's like, yeah, yeah, like Ichiban was saying, but it almost kind of seemed like there was just a bit of like he gets tired of him.
He also
Like
I'm about to say,
quickly,
not even that. He also said that he likes to detach from
maybe.
work for a period of time before like either putting himself back in that mindset or just reconsuming it.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
he could have just been like, I don't want to be here, and that was just why he was like that. That also could just be the answer. But I mean, hey,
I thought you were gonna say, I don't know, the way that Abel was talking, I feel like he gets more bitch. Like, yo,
no, not that
up,
parasocial, not that far, bro. I'm not the chat, man. Come on, man. Respect,
Bro, over there.
respect me, please.
respect the chat. What the fuck? Respect the
Not our chat either, but like I don't know.
Nah, chat. I'm rising up personally.
The chats of certain streamers, chats.
I don't want problems with Cop Mafia. Whoa.
I ain't saying I do either, but I'm just saying. Hey man, but
DEOK.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm looking back.
Yeah, you need a break from work, buddy.
Gotta write some stories after this.
Oh man, there is a topic I wanted to quickly discuss because this is something I found interesting. I was considering the other day is like so Ichiban, I saw from when you posted on Insta, like you're in the theater. Okay, just hear me out. I'm gonna cook. I'm not. It was like you had the video and you were in there by yourself. Like there wasn't anyone else in the theater. You know what I'm saying? And like when I went to the theater, there wasn't like a lot of people either, but there was a decent amount. So why are you being like that?
I was so alone.
Oh my god. But like I wanted to quickly ask, like, do we feel like, because to me I was okay, there's a decent turnout here, it's not crazy. But like for TK and Kardiac, were there people like in y'all theaters when you went? Like was there a good turnout or like how was it?
Oh, I went at the least opportune time for it to be relatively full. I went to a noon showing yesterday.
Because Ichiban also you went at like 10 p.m. So like y'all both went at like timings.
I went yesterday at 9.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Yeah, that shit was. I think it was like at the point where I could have just walked in, and nobody would have stopped. Like nobody gave a fuck. It was dead. They didn't care.
Yeah.
But I still bought a ticket because I'm a good Samaritan.
TK, what about you? Yeah.
It's good reaction time too.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I went at 3:30. So there was probably, I want to say maybe about
Oh, it kicked them. Damn.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane, bro.
He said, I want to say oh my god. I thought it kicked me for a second. My screen just went black. Oh shit.
He's getting fed up.
It's okay, brother. It's okay.
I'm gonna lose it.
Yes.
We're here for you, TK.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Fucking yeah.
Yo, where do you go?
Don't even.
Nah, you're still here. All right. Let him go.
You don't fucking play too much. Nah, it wasn't that much people. I want to say maybe this is the least amount of people I've seen at a showing for
really
anime.
Oh.
But to be fair, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm surprised, only because I found out. I knew they were gonna premiere the first 3 episodes, but I found out literally like a day or two before.
It wasn't even it released June 6th apparently.
So maybe
it's been out for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn near 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
And I reacted the same way
Oh,
because I found out about it like Thursday evening. I'm like, oh dang,
Yeah.
you gotta watch that. You gotta watch that this weekend.
yeah.
And then we were planning the pod or whatnot.
Yeah. I
What's
found
it called?
I found out about it from
Yeah.
the anime news guy. Shout out that guy, man. Shout out, Brandon.
Shout out.
But like literally, I was just on Insta. I was like, "Oh wait, that's out, bro. I didn't even know it was out."
Yeah, I didn't even,
it coming out, but also I expect it to be less.
bro, I was gonna say I didn't even know it was out, so I just didn't went to go watch it last
Yeah,
week.
and I expect it to be less people because like it's a premiering for the first 3 episodes of a season 2.
Yes.
Like, and Evil Eye is a really cool arc, a really good arc, but like,
Yeah,
it's the first 3 episodes of a season 2, and it's like, it's not really like that much of a special cut.
Probably not.
You
May
know?
not even be at all. Because you saw the way they cut it off at the end, and the way it,
Yeah.
it definitely felt like damn near the only thing that it has is like the season 1 recap. Like, no one
Yeah,
cares about
like the only thing that they really cut was like they didn't even cut the you know that trope of like a character comes out of a commercial break and they're like, I can't believe that just happened or whatnot. They even kept it like that version of that, which is just like the reshot scene from a recomposited scene from a different angle because they had Momo's scene in the hot spring again.
They did.
But I mean, still a great experience. It just sucks that, you know, like TK was saying, definitely not gonna be a Demon Slayer turnout, a My Hero turnout, a Chainsaw Man turnout even for next month because I think the Reze movie comes out next month.
but we did also talk about this. Though. We did also talk about why anime studios or whatever have been choosing to release their new seasons in theater, and it's just so that they can get more money. In my opinion, it's just so that they can get more money to put back into the show itself.
Yeah.
And now here we are, like they've been releasing a lot more of this style for new seasons where, oh, we've got the first 2, 3, 4 episodes out in theaters before we actually release those episodes. So if you want to see it, like you can, not no big deal. So yeah, it's just kind of crazy to see and think about too.
I would have been curious to see like what the turnout was like on like June 6th or June 7th.
Actually,
just out of curiosity. I meant to look that up, like how the sales were for the first
weekend.
Yeah, like first week sales or something. Just out of curiosity, because obviously, you know, even the fact that there was like a decent, like, you know, I mean, there wasn't like more than like a few. There wasn't that crazy amount of people that was even there when I was there. There was probably like probably 8 people, maybe include not maybe 8 to 10, something like that.
It says the DandaDan Evil Eye movie had a strong debut, earning over $3 million in its opening weekend in the U.S.
So yeah, we just didn't go opening weekend. That's what that sounds like.
So how is that good? Is that like actually good?
So it said in the previous movie, right, because they had a previous time that they've done this before, they said it significantly outperformed the first movie that they released.
They outperformed the first release, so like the first Encounter one.
Yeah, it outperformed First Encounter significantly.
And how was that when y'all went? Because I know
Smash is its own record.
The first Encounter only got about 500,000.
How was that turnout when y'all went to the theaters for that? Because I know a couple y'all. Yeah,
it was a full theater.
Oh, shit.
But it was also in the junior theater. Like it was definitely in the smaller theater of the whole complex.
Ichiban, you went too, right, or no?
No, I didn't go to that one.
And TK, I don't think you went, right?
But I mean, it only made $500,000. That's
okay.
No.
Like nothing compared to $3 million.
For Kardiac to say that the theater was relatively packed for that, even if it's a smaller theater, I think does kind of go to show that this one did have a good turnout. We just didn't go at good times, so that's fair. That's fair enough. That's solid.
Oh, hold on.
That makes sense.
We've got more.
Wait,
it surpassed Solo Leveling. Yeah, it surpassed Solo Leveling, Reawakening. Surpassed Overlord, The Sacred Kingdom, My Hero, Oh no, My Hero got 5.4 million. It surpassed Blue Lock and Look Back.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Look Back on
Yeah.
Fraud Watch?
Huh?
Look Back is on Fraud Watch?
Stop.
But it said it was released in theater.
I'm saying because it passed Look Back. So I'm saying it's Look Back because that's the actual movie. Like Look Back was a movie, not just the episode thing. So I was just saying it's Look Back on Fraud Watch because it got surpassed. I don't know.
No, it's just not one of the most popular anime of the decade.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, it got 2 million in the US on debut.
I love parrots.
That was a parrot?
No, that was not indeed.
No, it's not no pair.
Like what the fuck? Oh, I don't want
Outro
that shit.
song. Cue the outro. Fuck is this?
River, I'm
This
gonna
is not
kill you.
This is not making the
Cue
final
the
cut. I'm letting you know
outro.
that right now.
Hurry up,
Chat.
because I gotta go.
Because I have to download all of these sounds
Chat.
individually.
You gotta understand that DandaDan may have not been the peak of all peaks like Kardiac says it is, but it was still a great movie. And make sure y'all tune in as we increase our podcast load. Pause if needed. We will be upping our podcast as we go throughout these coming weeks, these coming days. We will be upping our standard. We will be increasing our standard. Wait till you see what we did at DreamCon. Y'all don't even know what we did at DreamCon. What stays at DreamCon will be released. It does not stay there. It will be released soon on the channel. And make sure y'all subscribe because if we don't hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year, and we're like in the third quarter now, so if we don't hit it by the year, again, deleting the channel. So if y'all don't want to see our beautiful faces or some beautiful faces, shout out to Ichiban, but not being one. But make sure y'all subscribe, like the video. If this pod gets 15 likes, Ichiban will take off his shirt next pod on camera. So make sure y'all get this to 15 likes. And then also join the Discord because we'll be chopping up in there. We're getting more active in the Discord, yapping it up. Join the Patreon for great content over there. Dropping hella shit soon on the Patreon. I know it's coming through soon over there. So we got hella content on there. Follow the Twitter, follow the TikTok, follow the Instagram, all of that shit because we getting active and y'all not gonna want to miss it. And with that being said, the flow will be legendary. Cause fuck you and fuck you me. And if you don't think we gonna be that, you a bitch. And I said it. Yeah, bitch. Yeah.
This is starting to give
bitch.
motivational speaker vibes.
Yeah. Quit being a bitch and subscribe.
Why did it restart? That's all from us. Shout out to TK. Shout out to y'all for watching.
If you want TK to get a new setup, subscribe.
That is true as well. That is true as well. Thank y'all. Y'all be easy.
Love y'all.
Flow
Flow out. Everyone say peace at the same time. 3, 2, 1. Peace!